Hello, my friends, and Happy New Year to you. This will be a special intuitive message for each sign. So, as I go, I will hold up the card for each sign in case you would like to fast forward to a specific sign. If someone out there would like to timestamp this, that would be fine also. If not, though, you can fast forward when you see the card for your sign. So, in other words, the Emperor for Aries, the Hierophant for Taurus, the Lovers for Gemini, the Chariot for Cancer, Leo, the Strength for Leo, the Hermit for Virgo, Justice for Libra, Death for Scorpio, Temperance for Sagittarius, the Devil for Capricorn, the Star for Aquarius, and the Moon for Pisces. Okay, so I will scoop up these cards after I pause this, and then I will get started with each sign's message. Okay, so this message is for Aries. Aries, your message was a little bit more specific than some of the others. Aries, as you're moving into 2020 here, there is someone, or you might, if this resonates with you, find that there's someone in your vicinity who is kind of moving toward you, maybe interested in you, maybe interested in a friendship with you, getting to know you better, or maybe even possibly a romantic relationship. But you're feeling a guardedness and a resistance to this person. Maybe either hoping that he or she will, keep their distance, or maybe even refusing to accept an offer. This person might be, it could be asking you out on a date or trying to get to know you in some way, shape, or form, and you feel kind of like a resistance to it. And this person might be kind of like an emotional person, and I don't mean that in a negative way. They might be like gushing and enthusiastic over something, or maybe even over you. Maybe they, are expressing how wonderful they think you are, or something like that. But, and I think that might throw you off a little bit, throw you off your game a little bit, and maybe why you're kind of like putting up, your guards. But I feel like the universe wants you to let down your guard, not in the sense that like you're completely vulnerable to this person or anything like that, but like kind of just to allow things to unfold naturally, to kind of go with the flow, to like kind of know that you are balanced, and like you want to allow and relax into like this inevitable transformation and expansion that's coming your way, rather than resisting it, because things are going to change whether you resist them or not. So if you can kind of go with the flow and be more allowing, I think things will unfold more easily, and I think you should be expecting some sort of a personal transformation, my Aries friends. Okay? All right, so next we have Taurus. Okay. All right, my Taurus friends. So as you're moving into 2020, you need to get some more rest. You need to get some more rest, and you need to do some reflecting. You need to be a little more introspective. And you really, if you're not doing it already, you really might want to start meditating each morning, starting each day by gaining some clarity, by raising your vibration and gaining some clarity. I feel as though some of you are not seeing something that's kind of like right in front of your face, something that's available to you, or something that is good and working out for you. I feel as though you are on like the right path. You are on the path to long-term joy and fun and happiness and great relationships in your life. Yet I feel like you don't see it. You don't recognize it. And I feel like there's some resistant energy that is like clouding your vision in a way, that you need to recognize what is working for you, what is good in your life, so that you can kind of like allow more of the same to show up, because it's like sheer and utter joy is yours for the taking if you will just kind of like allow it, relax into it, and allow it to happen. it's waiting for you, Taurus, but you really just need to accept it, allow it, and believe in it. Okay, so the next message will be for Gemini. Okay, Gemini, you're kind of ready for something new moving into 2020. You are ready to move forward. You want a new direction, and some of you even have some new ideas or have an idea of what you want to do next in 2020. You're looking for something maybe that will bring you some recognition and maybe like some accolades, maybe even a title, something that might come along with a title. And again, some of you have an idea of what this is and where you want to go, but you've got some old habits that are standing in your way. It starts with your beliefs. Some of you don't believe that maybe you can have what you want or that things can change. And some of you don't believe that others will support you. You expect that others have their certain beliefs and expectations surrounding you or surrounding what you want to do. And I think that you feel that there are those around you who might not approve of the direction you want to go in or what you want to do next. But really, what you need to do is let go of those feelings before you can move forward. First of all, if you have your own self-limiting beliefs about yourself or about life in general, you really need to release those and replace those with high expectations. And you need to not allow what you think others think about you to weigh in. Okay? You can move forward in 2020 and leave 2019 behind because you really, really do have a solid foundation and you have more support from loved ones than you believe. You do have support there are people in your life who do support you. So I don't know who they are or what have you, or the specifics, but you do have support. You just need to believe it and recognize it and move forward in 2020. Okay, so now we have our Cancerian friends, Cancer. Okay, Cancer, you want to go into 2020 looking at things from a new perspective, looking at things from different angles, changing your view, maybe opening up your mind, just trying to approach things from maybe various angles, different angles, new perspectives, right? I feel as though some of you need to kind of take the blinders off. You know those blinders that they put on horses, right? I mean, blinders can be serving, right? They can help us focus. But I feel like in 2020, you need to look around you. You need to look all around you. You might want to try new experiences. You might want to meet new people. I feel like you are developing a new you. I feel like a new Cancer is coming out in you this year. I feel like there's a lot of change coming for you, and that by the end of 2020, you might not even recognize yourself. I mean, of course you will, but it's hard to explain. But I wasn't expecting this necessarily for myself this year, but I'm a very different person at the end of 2019 than I was at the beginning of 2019. Yet I'm still the same person, but so many things have changed about me and within me and all that kind of stuff that, yeah, there is a part of me that doesn't recognize myself. So that's kind of what I feel for you, Cancer. I feel like big changes, and I feel like good changes, but you really want to open yourself up and really look around you, Cancer. Look around you. Okay, so now we have Leo. Okay, my Leo friends. So I'm feeling as though some of you are not looking forward to 2020. And I feel it's because you're basing it on 2019. But I do want you to remember that 2020 is a fresh new year with new energy. And so you kind of want to move into it with like a childlike attitude of adventure and enthusiasm. Okay. I also feel as though some of you, definitely not all of you, might be adding a new family member this year. It could be through birth or marriage or something like that, but or adoption or something like that. But that's only for a few of you. But getting back to everybody, Yeah, I think that some of you experienced some disappointments in 2019 that you might be carrying on into 2020 unnecessarily because that doesn't serve you. But I also feel that now that you're aware of it, like if this resonates with you, you might be thinking, oh, you know what? I am. Just because things didn't go well for me in certain areas in 2019 doesn't mean 2020 is going to be the same. It definitely does not. And I feel like some of you are right at this moment are becoming aware of it, and it will help you to let it go and refocus. Okay. Um, Also, some of you may have someone in your environment who is very wise. I mean, this could be a friend, or a partner, um, or even like a coworker who you're kind of friends with, but you're not really great friends with. Or this could be a therapist or a counselor of sorts, or even a spiritual advisor who can help you turn this energy around as you move into 2020 and see things more positively, see things as they really, really are. Okay? This is an energetic universe, and you came here for joy and expansion and fun. And sometimes we get caught up in the resistance and the contrast, and we forget about that. But I feel like there's someone in your vicinity who can help you in 2020 to kind of, see things in a better light. Okay? And it is time for transformation for you, Leo. It's this natural progression, a natural expansion. So be open to change and transformation and expansion this year, my Leo friends. Okay, so now let's go to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, you're not the only one who got this message, a similar message for moving into 2020. But Virgo, you kind of need to improve your relationship with money. Okay, and I understand that. And actually, Virgo is my moon sign, so this may be for me also. In fact, of course it is, because I also need to improve my relationship with money. Um, Now, it may be that you overspent during the holidays, and that's causing this feeling as you're moving into 2020. But I do feel that for some of you, including me, that this is an ongoing vibration, right? So basically, why do we want more money? Why do we feel we need more money? Basically, because money brings freedom, or at least we feel that it does. We feel, well, if we had money, we'd be free to do whatever we want and what have you. And sometimes, some of us tend to hold on to money too tightly. Now, I'm not saying you should not save for the future and you should not be wise with your money, Virgo. I mean, you are wise. You are the hermit, right? So you want to be wise with your money, but you also don't want to be clinging onto it too tightly and hoarding it and focusing on money being tight, because money is meant to come in and go out. You are meant to spend it. You are meant to enjoy it. So what you want to remember, Virgo, is that life meets your expectations, and because it's vibrational, right? So if you can believe in abundance in general, then you can attract abundance to you. And sometimes when we focus on the subject of money, it's too specific. So you might not want to focus on money. You might just want to focus on abundance and well-being in general, and focus on what is going well for you in your life. And also remember, as I said earlier, money meets your expectations. Life meets your expectations. There's enough money to go around. It's not only for other people, but we tend to think, oh, it's for other people. It's easy for other people, but not for me. And there's not enough to go around. But that's not how it works. Okay? There is not a finite amount of abundance, including money, out there that has to get divvied up. Okay? It will meet the expectations of all of us, but we all need to raise our expectations. We all need to know that abundance is there for the taking, and abundance means different things to each of us. So if you can just raise your vibration and your expectations in general, Virgo, it will help you with your relationship with money. And if you can focus on the feeling of being free rather than on the money aspect of it, again, that can raise your vibration. If you can focus in focus on any moment and feel, well, you know what, I am free to feel the way I want to feel right now. I'm free to focus on what I want to focus on right now. I'm free to think about things differently in this moment. You do have a choice as to how you focus on something, as to how you think about something. And if you can take it moment by moment and focus on whatever is going on in the moment in a positive way, you will develop a habit of thought, a habit of high vibration, a habit of good emotion that will attract more and more abundance to you more and more easily. You'll be able to go with the flow, and the flow will go with you, if that makes sense. Okay? So some of you are your expectations moving into 2020 are kind of at a low level, but I'm hoping that you can listen to this and refocus, okay? Because it's really all about your expectations, and the universe is really urging you to focus on abundance in general, my Virgo friends, and raise those vibrations and raise those expectations, and know that everything is always working out for you. It will work out faster for you if you just allow it vibrationally. Okay, so the next message is for Libra. Okay, let's see what we have for Libra here. I took notes, Libra, so hopefully I can read my own handwriting. All right, Libra, you want to focus in on your tap into your spiritual side. Yeah, that was an odd. Yeah, I don't know why the light is changing there, but okay. You want to tap into your spiritual side and that wisdom that you have deep down. You want to dig deep and focus inward as you move into 2020. You want to bring awareness to who you are and where you're at. It's like really a self-awareness, right? You don't want to just move haphazardly through life, like with knee-jerk reactions. You want to develop a self-awareness, or just, again, just be aware of your thoughts and what's going on within you. There will always be change and expansion in your life, and you want to be able to go with the flow of things. But you may have been having a tendency to be resistant to change, and understandably resistant to contrast. When things don't go our way, most of us have knee-jerk reactions. But moving into 2020, it would really be, I think it would make things flow more smoothly for you. Not that things aren't going smoothly for you, but I mean, I'm talking about like major expansion here, where life in general will just flow so much more smoothly if you can gain that self-awareness, avoid knee-jerk reactions, especially ones that kind of carry on, where you don't realize you're having this knee-jerk reaction and this negative momentum gets started. But recognize those knee-jerk reactions, refocus, recognize the value in the contrast, and let things progress naturally. So really for you, Libra, the message is to do your best to gain some self-awareness and to kind of go with the flow moving into 2020. Okay, so now we have Scorpio. So Scorpio, moving into 2020, you may be trying a little too hard to make things happen through your actions, trying too hard to control things with your physical action, as opposed to getting into alignment energetically with it first, and as opposed to tapping into your spiritual side. And I think for some of you, this is in reaction to the way 2019 went for you. So in other words, you're basing your expectations for 2020 on what occurred in 2019. But you have to remember that 2020 is a new year, it's got new energies, and it's time to take some new steps and new directions. But you want to take those steps through inspired action, getting into alignment first. You know, 2020 is a 4 universal year, the energy of 4. I know I'm into numerology right now, but it's a 4 year of building solid foundations and stability. And your card, okay, the death card is the 13. It's also a 4. 1 plus 3 reduces to 4. It's also the 4 energy. So you are a very stable person, okay? You are very you've got a solid foundation from which you're working, Scorpio, but you want to make sure you line up the energy before you jump into action. You want to dig deep. You want to meditate. If you're not meditating already, I highly, highly recommend that you add meditation to your morning routine. I recommend that you spend 15 or 20 minutes a day trying to raise your vibration by quieting your mind. Okay, quiet your mind. Maybe listen to a ticking clock, which is something that I often do. Some people like to focus on their breathing. You could use a sound app, and there are plenty of sounds there. You can use a meditation app, but I highly recommend that you meditate every morning to raise your vibration, and also meditation provides you clarity throughout the day. So you'll get those inspirations, you'll get those great ideas, you'll get clarity as to how to move forward. So you won't be trying so hard with your actions, you'll be lining up the energy first. I hope that helps, my Scorpio friends. So now we'll be moving into Sagittarius here. Okay, what do we have for Saggy? Let's see, Saggy. So interesting, Saggy. Moving into 2020, you might already have an offer on the table. If not, you may be about to receive some kind of an offer. I mean, I feel as though it's being put forward by a person for most of you. Some sort of an offer or an opportunity. And you may have some resistance about it. Now, I'm not necessarily telling you to go for it, but I feel as though maybe you should, and that maybe your resistance is unwarranted, or maybe a knee-jerk reaction instead of the right decision. So what I'm feeling is that you want to gain some clarity on this, and I really think you should meditate. I know I've said this to a few other signs, but you really want to add meditation as a daily practice so that you can start the day off right. Start the day off in a higher vibration and start the day off clear-minded so that you can let go of the resistance and allow clarity in so that you know whether this option or offer is right for you. Because I feel like you are going to be taking some new steps in a new direction. And for some of you, this could involve your career. And whether it involves your career or not, for some of you, this is a spiritual direction. This is like a spiritual journey. But whether it's spiritual or not for you, it involves inspiration. It's not just taking action. It involves inspiration, and it may involve this option or offer that is or will be on the table for you. So that's why I want you to meditate and get clarity so that when this offer comes along, or if you've already got it, you can gain some clarity and get the inspiration as to what direction you want to go in. I feel like you're going to start something new. You're going to take some steps in a new direction, and I think it's going to be something that inspires you and makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. And again, it may involve this other offer. Not sure. You may gain some clarity and say, oh, it's not this offer, but now I have a new idea or a new direction. Okay, that could be the case for you, Sag. But I do encourage you to meditate to gain that clarity. Okay, Saggy, now we will move on to Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. So, some of you are literally like looking at your bank account and your finances, and you're not feeling optimistic about it moving into 2020. You might feel as though you aren't where you want to be. Some of you are just in general looking at where you're at and where you're headed, and you think that you haven't gotten far enough, or you think you're not maybe going in the right direction. You're not happy with where you're headed, and you're considering walking away from a situation, maybe a job, maybe a relationship, but I think for a lot of you it's a job. But Capricorn, I'm not saying you should walk away from it, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. Here's what I'm saying you must do. Before you make a move of any sort, you must get into alignment and find satisfaction with where you are before you move to a new place, whether that's a job or a relationship or literally move to a new place. Before you make a major move, you really need to find satisfaction with where you are. Because if you move into a new situation with a low vibration, you're bringing that vibration with you into the new situation. And the honeymoon period will be over, and you'll find yourself feeling dissatisfied with the new direction. I hope that makes sense. So, in other words, let's say it's a job that you're in, and you're dissatisfied with it. You feel ready to move on. Try to be satisfied where you are at this time and in the moment and in each present moment. And you might be able to do that by thinking about how this job has served you, because it has had positive effects on you. So for you, it could be that, okay, you know what? It paid the bills. It allowed me to rent this apartment or buy this home, or it allowed me to take a vacation, or this job is where I met my best friend, or where I met a new partner, or this job has also caused me to focus on a new direction. This job has it served me well, and now it's providing me a jumping off place into a new direction. It has now shown me what I don't want, but now it's shown me what direction I should focus on. It has provided clarity for me. It has given me friendships. It has taught me new skills. Please, Capricorn, focus as much as you can on the positive aspects of where you are now, and try to do that on a daily basis, on a regular basis. So again, I'm going to use the example of the job because I do feel like for a lot of you, that's what it is. For some of you, it could be relationships, but for a lot of you, I do feel like it's a job. So again, every morning before you go to that job, not only think about all of those ways in which this job has served you, so that it will naturally raise your vibration. I raised my vibration. It's not even my job that I'm talking about, right? I'm just saying those things out loud made me feel good, gave me a high vibration. If you can think about those things, in those aspects in which this job has served you, and then before you go there, prepave a great day for yourself by saying, you know what, today is going to be a great day at work. Hopefully I'll have some interactions with so-and-so or this one or that one. And, maybe the clients, I'm expecting that we'll all just gel and get along. And, you know what? My boss can be so helpful at times. I bet he or she is going to be in a great mood today. Whatever you can. I don't know what your specific day is like, but whatever you can do to provide positive expectations. Even have expectations if you commute to work, for example, that, you know what, the train ride is going to be pleasant, or the car ride is going to be pleasant. I'll get to listen to my music, or I'll listen to something, on YouTube as I drive in, or whatever. But just prepave that day for high expectations. And if you do that, Capricorn, that new situation will show itself to you. You won't even have to try. It will show itself to you. You will invite it in. Invite it in. Okay. You really want to have high expectations for where you know You want to be satisfied with where you are so that you can have high expectations to invite that new future situation to yourself. So I hope that helps you moving into 2020, Capricorn. Okay, so now we are going to go with Aquarius. There you are, Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, you are another sign who might be having trouble balancing the financial books or dealing with financial issues. And again, for some of you, it may have been also overspending during the holidays, making you feel like, how am I going to balance this? How am I going to pay this? And some of you might just be feeling overwhelmed in general, balancing everything, your day-to-day life, your career with your home life and all of the busyness that has been going on lately. So you might be moving into the new year feeling kind of like unbalanced. And I also feel that some of you are moving into this new year, as of right now, with a feeling of like, kind of like life isn't fair, like you don't have your fair share maybe of finances or of even downtime for some of you. I feel like maybe you've been overwhelmed with busyness. And really what the universe wants you to do for yourself before you move into 2020 and as you're moving into it is refocus on anything positive that you can. Okay. And remember that if you expect life to be unfair, it will continue to be unfair because it's a vibrational universe, Aquarius, right? You know that. It's a vibrational universe. So you really want to emit a high vibration based on your emotional expectations, on your thoughts create emotions, which create your vibrations, which attract to you the like vibrations. And if you go into 2020 feeling life is unfair, yes, you will get more of the same, but you don't need to do that. That's actually the point of this message, is to guide you into a higher vibration and higher expectations moving into 2020. Now, 2020 is a 4 universal year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 reduces to a 4. So 2020 reduces to the 4 vibration. It is a universal year where we'll all be building some foundations and creating stability in our lives. And I feel like that's a great focus for you, Aquarius, moving into 2020, is that this is going to be a year of building foundations where you will find that solidity. And I feel like you can expect your finances to improve this year as you're building this solid foundation, improve into this year. And I feel even going into the next year, getting even better. So you really want to focus on that. And another thing you want to focus on, Aquarius, is that there is not a finite amount of money out there that has to get divvied up among everyone. So if you're feeling as though life has been unfair to you and has not given you enough financial resources, it may be because you think that there's really not enough to go around, and how are you going to get your fair share? But that is a limiting belief that keeps you where you are. The resources out there are unlimited, and the universe will respond to your vibration, to your expectations. So you really want to believe in your abundance, in your prosperity moving into 2020. And if you can just raise your vibration in on a general level, that's all you really need to do. I've experienced that myself because I'm also someone who does not have the best relationship with money vibrationally, and I know better. Yet I find myself with a lot of self-limiting financial beliefs that have come from the past. Yet I know better. So when I can just relax, I'm not saying spend like a fiend or anything like that, but money is meant to be spent. It is meant to come in and go out. Of course you should save and plan for the future, because if you don't, that may affect your vibration with money negatively. So you do want to kind of see that bank account growing, but you also want to know that money will come and go as you need it. And the more you can get in alignment with that, and the more you can be relaxed in that vibration, the more the money will come to you. Okay? For some of you, it may come faster than others. For others, it may be a slow, steady increase. I have experienced that myself. I have, even though my vibration with money is still not as high as it should be, my vibration with money has improved over the past several years, and I can recognize the gradual, steady financial growth that I have had and the improvement that I have had. And so that helps me raise my expectations for the future, which also helps that steady growth to improve. So whatever you need to do to change that relationship with money, Aquarius, whether it's meditate or just remind yourself that it's all vibrational and that you are able to attract it to you, and it can come to you in fun and mysterious ways also. So if you can believe in that moving into the new year, Aquarius, I think you will. I think you will set a solid foundation for yourself moving forward this year with money that is going to just steadily improve in the future. So keep that in mind, my Aquarius friends. Okay, and last but not least, my spicy Pisces. Now, spicy Pisces, listen. I mean, everyone got some interesting, messages out there, but you, I feel, have the best almost forecast or message here, because I feel for you that there's something like amazing that you're going to experience, but it's so general that I can't even, I wish I could be more specific for you, but it's a very general, like, gift from the universe. For some of you, I feel like it's going to be like the meeting of a wonderful relationship, maybe a soulmate type relationship, where, you're going to meet someone who just like clicks with you, or some new opportunity, maybe a job. For some of you, I even feel like it's a spiritual awakening. I feel like it's a spiritual awakening. For some of you, though, it's something creative. Like if you're an artist or something, maybe some new inspiration, you're going to create something. Again, I feel this all over the place. And it's really good that it's very general, because, it is a general reading. But going into 2020, you've got some fabulous energy. Here's the only thing, Pisces. I'm feeling like a skepticism from you, like a too good to be true attitude. And I'm here to tell you that it's not too good to be true. I don't know what it is for you, okay? But you really want to be open to a wonderful, beautiful experience that is not too good to be true. And like, that's really it, Pisces. I mean, your skepticism isn't going to change it. It's still a wonderful, beautiful thing. But I just feel like you don't need to be skeptical of it, whatever it is. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to go into something, with a blindfold on or anything like that. I'm not telling you to jump into something. What I want you to do is to just relax and allow things to unfold naturally. Allow things to kind of just be. Don't overthink things. Don't turn your thoughts to be negative. Just be open. I'm not saying be foolish or jump into something haphazardly. Not at all. Just be easy. Just be easy and allowing. Just let it be, okay? And let yourself be. Because there's something, moving into 2020, there's just a beautiful positive energy of something coming to you. But again, a slight skepticism. Maybe because it's surprising, it takes you by surprise. But now that you're listening to this, it might not surprise you as much, and you can allow more easily. So maybe that's the purpose of this message for you then. Okay, my spicy Pisces, that's it. Anyone who is still listening, if anyone decided to listen all the way through, I want to thank you for being with me, and I want to let you all know that this is a 4 universal year. So it's a year where we will all be, in some way, shape, or form, working on creating solid foundations for ourselves that will serve us as we move forward into the next few years. And I want to thank you so very much for being with me. And I wish you all a joyous, beautiful, positive, exciting, adventurous, and just plain fun new year. Have a beautiful 2020, my friends.